All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA Show. So what I'm going to call today's podcast is Live Every Day Like It's Your Last. You've probably heard that throughout your life, or maybe you haven't. I've been hearing it throughout mine. And, when you hit a certain point in your life, you're a certain age, so now I'm in my 50s, you start to realize, that every day really does mean a lot more, I think, to a certain degree, especially because I think as we get older, and I really never thought about this to this level, but, our parents are getting older. Obviously, our grandparents are getting older, and we're all getting older, and before you know it, I'm almost at the age where I'm a grandparent. In the old days, I would have been a grandparent. I could easily right now be a grandparent for that matter. But, I've had a lot of friends, not a ton, but some passing away and then hearing about a lot of others. I guess you could say friends, family members, and colleagues. Their family members passing away or their friends. And I just had a friend of mine pass away. And I was kind of like shocked. And I think we're always kind of shocked when we hear someone passes away, But this was a really nice kid, Vito. And he was so nice, and it just caught me totally off guard on Facebook because he would message me not long ago, and then we go back and forth, and I knew he was sick off and on, but I didn't know how sick he was. And I don't want to have a depressing podcast on this by any means, but I just remember a long time ago, he was friends with my buddy, and I was helping him at his law firm. I took a summer off, 8 years ago, and I went to Chicago and just helped my buddy with his law firm, and we just said, let's have a summer break like we did in high school. We just were downtown in the city. We went to all the baseball games, caught some Bears games, just eating downtown, going to Lake Michigan, movies. We just did whatever the hell we wanted to do. We were like adult kids, and I like to do weird shit like that. And he was friends with Vito, and he got on the phone. He's like, Rich, Vito? I said, no, I don't know who you're talking about. He's like, talk to Vito real quick. I'm on the other line. Answer the phone. I said, okay, yeah. How you doing, Vito? He's like, Rich, oh my God, I haven't seen you since Sore Losers. And I said, hey, yeah. I said, what? I'm sorry, Vito. I don't know who the hell you are. And I said, did I meet you at the premiere or something? He's like, no, I was an extra at one of the scenes. I said, no shit, I didn't know that. And, we built up a friendship from there. He connected on Facebook, and he always wanted to break in the film industry. He was an actor, so he was always corresponding with me from there on out. He actually would help people with their credit, too. I never really used him for that, but I would refer people to him. He was just such a nice guy. And, I'm going to tell you something, man. Like, back to live every day like it's your last. Like, one day it will be your last day. And I know a lot of us don't want to look at things like that. But here's the thing too, man. It may be other people's last day too. And I don't think sometimes we think about that to that level. And I know I didn't a lot of times. And I discussed this before on my podcast, maybe not on my YouTube, but with your parents. If your parents are alive or your grandparents, I don't care if it's your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, try to communicate with them as much as you can, or at least be in the loop. I have a family text that goes around with us now that I get to see what's going on. And then I also have Facebook. And I'm kind of somebody, I don't like to bother people anymore. But I love, maybe if you're local, I bother people like, let's go to dinner, let's go to the movies, let's do that, right? But I'm pretty good at giving people their space, I think, for the most part. I'm not a big emailer anymore. Or if I send you a Facebook message, it's usually something funny or something dirty that someone sent to me, as a joke type thing. But I'm just here to tell you, if you have loved ones out there, and I think I've done podcasts similar to this, please reach out to them, especially if you haven't heard from them for a long time, or if you hear they're kind of sick and in the hospital. Because I think, too, a lot of times when we hear people that are in and out of the hospital, like, oh, they're going to be okay. They'll be fine. Oh, they're always in and out of the hospital. They all pull out of it. And then before you know it, they don't. And maybe you reaching out to them means a lot. I have another friend that's, I know, dealing with a lot of health issues, and I try to, I got to call him back, actually, now that I said that. But if you have, again, family members or anybody out there sick, I have a couple cousins right now, or at least one that's very sick, and I've been texting him, and I just want them to know I love them and I'm there for them. And I sometimes think, man, you never think you're going to be in those positions, but most likely you are going to eventually be in probably some position where, unless you die instantly and accidentally. If you plan on living a long life, you're going to probably deal with some type of sickness and illness, and most likely going in and out of the hospital. So, a lot of my demographic is younger guys, and I'm here to tell you guys, you don't live forever. And don't fuck up. I'm going to tell you right now, one bad move, a lot of times you could get smashed, get in your car, and don't think you can't get killed. You get on a motorcycle, don't think you're not going to get your ass kicked or jumped somewhere. Really live your life, enjoy every day. That doesn't mean go out and get smashed and pretend like, you don't have to pay bills or who gives a shit, I'm going to die anyways. That's not kind of what I'm talking about. What I'm really talking about is appreciate every day. When I say live every day like your last, and try to do something every day that you love to do, and maybe kind of go to bed. I discussed this before a lot of times. I think a lot of us go to bed for some weird reason, sometimes mad or not looking forward to the next day or just aggravated. And I get that. I'm telling you right now, especially if you got a lot of bills or if you're not working, you got a lot of stress. I've been there. I get it. I'm with you. But if you can find things throughout the day, even if it's something small like getting a cup of coffee at your favorite coffee house, maybe texting your buddy a video that you like, or having a phone conversation, or if you're married or with your girlfriend, maybe just having a really nice discussion instead of maybe talking something like a lot of people now being negative. It could be political, religion, or whatever's going on. Instead of kind of being bogged down with all that shit all the time, kind of just start enjoying life again. Because I don't think a lot of people are anymore. I think a lot of people are living in fear or they're living in anger, especially the way they treat one another online and personally. I don't know how it got this way, but don't let it take a toll on you. Live the life you want to lead. I did a podcast previously that I talk about that. You got to live the life you want to lead. Don't let everybody else kind of ruin your life or ruin your day, ruin your week, ruin your month. Don't give them that bullshit leverage. Just really appreciate your life and every day, especially if you're healthy. If you are healthy, I promise you, you are a billionaire. Because when something goes sour, I can assure you, you're not going to look at life the same way again, especially if you ever get injured or sick. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you get a chance, check out my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Rich CELENZA. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right? Take care.